Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, MamiSoTrue. Hey guys, good to see you. Welcome back to my lovely subscribers and to my new subscribers. So happy that you're here. And if this is your first time joining us in this beautiful community of thrivers post-narcissistic abuse, welcome to the channel. This is where you want to be. This is where you need to be. The support and the love is all here. So glad to be here with you guys today. Want to check in with my people and want to share with you what's on my mind and just encourage you to keep going and to also encourage you to know that you are a human who just went through a very ugly experience. You went through something very traumatic, and unfortunately what you went through is very misunderstood. We live in a world that's very narcissistic, so a lot of behaviors are normalized. And it's very easy for you who've actually been victimized by all of this, it's very easy for you to feel like you have to accept that this is your fault. Or you have to accept that you did something to cause this. Or you have to accept that you only get one mother. Or you have to accept that you should never leave a marriage. You have to accept what the world says is okay for your life. That's the narcissistic world we live in. A lot of us have been tied down to religious beliefs, cultural beliefs, traditional beliefs that has really stagnated our lives. It has. And the truth is, toxic is toxic. Evil is evil. We can slap a label on it and call it narcissism, narcissistic. We can call these people narcissists, but they've always been here. And these behaviors have always existed. And on top of that, the opposite of who these people are have always existed as well. And that's you. The person who's supposed to take all the blame for everything that this person just did. Because the crazy thing about these narcissists is that the problem started when you noticed the problem. The problem became a problem because you pointed it out. It's only a problem because you see it. And you're making it known that it does not feel right to be around them. You're making it known that everything they say contradicts who they are. And with them being so narcissistic, and with them having this NPD, gene disorder, trait, spirit, whatever and however you want to put it, they cannot accept, and they refuse to accept that you are not willing to accept them as they are. The only reason narcissists switch up on you, change up on you, and really start to hate you is because you do not want any parts of their circus show. It might be very easy for a lot of narcissistic people in your world to say how stupid you were because you let them in. How stupid you were because you kept giving, even when you shouldn't have been given. How stupid you were for taking them back over and over and over. When the actual truth is, they lied and deceived you, and they made it seem as though they needed you in that way. They've tricked you and conditioned you to feel like you needed them in a certain way. For so many, whatever narcissist or narcissistic person you've dealt with that has caused you to want to search for why you're feeling how you're feeling, this is indication that they've left you to suffer, but you have become and you are becoming a thriver. Because what's funny is narcissistic people with NPD, And of course, so many people with NPD, we are self-diagnosing them because they will never go and get diagnosed. This is why I don't like when people try to make it seem as though the person who's been victimized is wrong for calling somebody a narcissist because it's not been put on paper or it's not been medically diagnosed. But hey, fools, these people are never going to go and get medically diagnosed. So the only person that has the right to really diagnose them is the person that's been laying up with them all these years. The person has had children with them. The person that knows them like the back of their hand. Nobody knows this narcissistic demon better than you, the daughter of that mom, the son of that father, or the daughter of that mother, or the son of that mother, or the daughter of that father. However the dynamic is, it does not matter. The effect is the same. But everything that they do leaves you to have to face yourself. It leaves you to have to figure out, okay, am I too nice? Am I narcissistic? Do I give too much? Do I have low self-esteem that I need to build? Or do I have too much pride and I keep thinking that I can fix somebody? I keep thinking that I can help somebody that does not want to grow. While they left you to suffer and while they've done everything to you that's brought suffering into your world, you end up becoming a thriver. You end up figuring out what you need to do to get your life together. Because eventually the abuse becomes enough. You are not designed, nor were you programmed to stick around in this type of environment until the day that you die. That is why, in spite of how old you are, you finally got away from this demon. You finally disconnected from this environment. You finally set yourself free from this toxic partner. Although you might have suffered with them throughout this entire situation shit, every time they hurt you, every time they were selfish towards you, every time they disowned you, every time they talked about you, every time they took from you and stole from you, every time they left you hanging, every time they sucked you dry, every time they made you have sex, every time they made you have sex when you didn't want to, every time they forced things on you, every time they violated you by touching you inappropriately, every time they disengaged with you when you needed them to engage with you, every time they chose to not communicate when all you were doing was communicating, every time they gaslit you and made you doubt the reality by telling you that what you saw and what you feel is not real, when you knew in your heart it was. Every time they did that, something inside of you was growing. I call it resilience. Your bounce back game becomes stronger and stronger as you are left to suffer after dealing with a narcissist. Because the thing about narcissistic abuse for me, what makes you set apart, what makes you different, and what makes what they think about you pointless is intentions. None of us are perfect. I will always forever make it clear that my channel is not a channel where we are here to bash the narcissist. Anything that sounds like bashing is just painful truth. Calling them clowns, calling them ducks, calling them snakes, calling them rats, calling them losers, those are all facts. That's not anybody who's really been through the hands of these destructive demons. That's not anything we could make up. The things these people do, the things they show you, you can't make it up. It just does not make sense. It just is crazy. It's twisted. It's really, these people hit you below the belt with the things that they do and the things that they say. And they leave you sitting there in your thoughts. They leave you wondering, what is wrong with me? What can I do to make it better? Eventually, those thoughts become, okay, what can I do to make me better? And when you start to think like that, you start doing things different in life. Now you went from somebody who was left to die, left to rot, somebody who turned around and ended up homeless, living from motel to motel, Airbnb to Airbnb, losing cars, losing money, losing your credit cards, bank accounts getting washed out by these narcissistic demons, leaving you assed all the way out. When they come in your life, you have everything going on for yourself. When they leave, you're left with zero. Everything is gone. You don't even know you're right from left anymore. You went from owning 2, 3 cars, now you're walking to work. Wow. But while you walking to work, while you're waking up every day homeless as hell, you're being humbled. You're being humbled and you're learning so much about life. You're learning that you don't need to be that nice to everybody. You're learning that you have to really actually walk with some type of judgmental mentality on this life, because that's called discernment. We call it judgment, I call it discernment. In order for me to make sure that I am making the right decision for my life, to make sure that I am not inviting who is uninvited, who should be uninvited, to make sure I'm not allowing somebody to hang on who should not be allowed to hang on in any kind of way because they've shown me too many red flags. I have to have a certain type of strength, wisdom, resilience, so that I can persevere. The narcissist does so much for you to suffer. There's so much pain, but behind all of that pain, they're making you smart. If you pay attention to what the abuse is doing for you, it's setting you up to be a thriver in this life. It's setting you up to make sure that you're paying attention to what really matters in this world that we live in, because it's deeper than what's on the surface. If you pay attention to what narcissists are doing to you, you'll notice that they're setting you apart. Behind the pain, behind the abuse, they're showing you that you belong here and they belong somewhere all the way down there. They ain't nothing like you. They are not on your level. They will never get there. They'll never be there. They will never be anything like you. They'll never have your energy. They'll never be able to, your aura, they can't pay for it. They can't pretend to be you. That shit is not going to last forever. If they're good at doing it now, it's not going to last forever because they're not you. All they can do is just be fake. That's what they're good at. They're fake. Everything about them is fake. That's why dealing with them leaves you in a suffering state of mind, leaves you suffering just mentally, physically, you're broken down. Spiritually, you're confused. But as you sit back in silence, when you detach and disconnect from these demons, you notice the truth. You see life different. You start to change the narrative. The story starts to come out different. It starts to look different. It may be hard, but after a year or two, you bounce back and you actually glow brighter than you were glowing when you were with them. The come up after you leave a narcissist is a beautiful thing to see. If you could stay on that healing path, on that healing journey, and just stay focused and have compassion for yourself and know that this is not your fault. Know that you cannot punish yourself for choosing to love. Know that if you were the type that was loving selflessly and carelessly, it taught you to tighten up in that space. It taught you to build boundaries. It taught you what it needed to teach you. I accept whatever I need to accept, whatever I contributed to. I accept being too nice. I accept accepting that we're all imperfect, and that's how I ended up with a narcissist in the first place. So now that I know that it was a narcissist, and now that I know that I did not deserve it and it just happened because I dealt with a narcissist, I have to now accept how to not miss those red flags again, because a narcissist is still out here in this world. They're still everywhere. They're still everywhere. So to survive one is to now see them as they are, so that you never get victimized again like you just did. The wisdom behind the pain is so amazing to me. Some of us are so strong. Perseverance is in our nature. There's something embedded in us that cannot be broken, no matter how broken a narcissist breaks us. After the pain, after the tears, we find a way back. And for so many of us, our way back is triumphant. It's just so beautiful. For so many survivors, to see their journey while they're healing, to see the life they're living post narcissistic abuse, and then to hear their story. It's beautiful to see that they are living testimonies, and they are a living witness that the devil is a liar, that the narcissist is a whole lie, and that they can never win. They never did. They've lost because you are still standing. They've lost because you're always going to stand. They cannot get rid of you. They hurt you. They took from you. They left you broken. They left you to suffer. You might have even picked up some sicknesses and illnesses. But some way, somehow, you're thriving. Some way, somehow, you found a way to turn the pain into some type of a purpose. You found a way to forgive. You found a way to let go. You found a way to let the resentment dissolve so that you can thrive and move forward. Because it's not about hating them forever. It's not about hanging on to hate. It's not about being resentful forever. No, I want to heal my life. And in order to heal my life, I got to change those beliefs. I have to unlearn what I've been taught. I have to deprogram my programming. We've been abused. We've been in an environment that was not healthy for us. We've been misprogrammed. And once we saw that, we were able to connect the dots to start healing our life. And so many of us, that's where we're at. We were left to suffer, but we're thrivers now. They intended for us to break, dissolve, to stay destructive or to become destructive like them. They intended for us to stay angry and be like them. Because while we're suffering, while we're broke, while we've lost everything we've worked hard for, just to let somebody come in and trick us. And most of the time, these people are so undeserving. They don't even match our swag. They make us look bad walking beside us, like we made them look good. But for us to see that and radically accept that we were the shit to begin with and they needed us, that's when we are thrivers. That's what makes us thrivers. That's what makes us the survivors that we are and the survivors that we are becoming. They left us to suffer, but here we are thriving. Here we are surviving. Here we are supporting each other. Here we are finding and discovering that we have twins out here going through what we're going through. That we're not alone. That we're not crazy. Damn. To me, that's so powerful. You left me to die, but you actually helped me rebirth myself. And now I can't help but to keep thriving. I can't help but to be better, but to feel better, but to just appreciate life. And now be able to understand that love is me and love is all around me. Understand that I am love and I am the light of the world. Like I am excited to be here and to be what's rare, because true love is rare. Those of us who survive narcissists were those rare beings. We loved a demon. We've loved demons, y'all. We were in love with some satanic people. They had our minds so twisted and so screwed up, we had no idea what we were dealing with. To survive that is powerful. To wake up and to finally gain the strength to say, I'm not doing this. I can't. This is not for me. I got to cut you off. I got to walk away. I got to disconnect. I got to free myself. And to actually do it, no matter how painfully you're doing it, no matter what you sacrificed, because they done sacrificed hella goats about you. Them narcissistic people, yeah. They're the ones going to these idol worshipers. They're the ones doing all this voodoo stuff. They're the ones trying to ruin your life. Some of you are suffering because these people have really done some spiritual shit on your behalf. And when they've left you to suffer, you found a way to heal. And it ended up breaking whatever hold they had on you, whatever spiritual connection or bond, whatever chain. The pain caused you to seek a particular type of healing. It put you to your knees. It caused you to seek the face of God. It made you change your perspective on who God even is, what God stands for. You started to see the light. It changed your life. They intended for us to die, but we didn't die and we won't die. That's why we're forever winners. That's why you go from surviving them to being a warrior about this. Because the more you thrive, the more you stay on that healing journey, you become stronger and stronger, more and more powerful. This may not be for everybody, but for who it's for, it's for you. If you resonate, share your comment. Let me know how you feel and like the video. Thanks for being here. And don't forget, if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time, but thank you for checking in and thank you for watching this video with me. I'm here with you and we are thriving on. We won't stop. We can't stop. Thanks for being here, beautiful people. Until next time, stay blessed.